I would like to meet you guys, okay? And trust me, the conversation today is one interesting conversation, and you wouldn't want to miss any part of this. So let me put this on slideshow. So let me know where you're joining from in the UK and what stage of interview you've gotten, right? So if you're joining from, let's say, Manchester, and the stage of interview you've gotten so far is, say, second stage, recruiter stage, CV stage, meaning you've just submitted your CV, anything around that, or final stage of interview, that's the farthest you've gone, or you've gotten a tech job, just type in the chat. I will like to get to know you on that level, okay? And the reason why I'm asking this question is because the session today is an interesting one, like I said, and we decided to treat this topic because it's based on popular demand, okay? It's based on popular demand, and we said, okay, what better time to talk about this than now? So I would like to know what stage of interview you're currently at or you've gotten to. And like I said, do not forget to type where you're joining us from the UK. So Jennifer, I would like you to please take out all the note takers so that we can just see clean messages in the chat. So guys, I am waiting for your response. Israel, Nazir, Goodness, Favor, everyone on the call pretty much. Please type where you're joining from the UK and what stage of interview you're currently stuck. Okay, just use the chat to type that. So I mentioned earlier, the topic we're treating is based on popular demand, how you get to navigate the job market. So we're saying the job board is a good strategy, but it's not the best strategy, okay? So how do you find jobs that are not posted? Because not every job is posted. Most jobs don't make it to the job board, and somehow we keep saying jobs exist, roles are, filled every day, but then you're trying to get a job for the past 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, ever since you took that tech course, but the answer is still the same. I am still struggling. So we want you to see how else you can also approach job application. That's the essence of this conversation. So Leo says joining from London, first stage, technical experience. Awesome. Favor says I'm Favor. Hi Favor, nice to meet you. So Favor, just in the same fashion. Okay, you've done that already. Great. Temitope says I'm a student of the University of Hertfordshire. I'm yet to start applying. Awesome. Favor says I currently need software engineering work experience. Great, that's fine. Welcome to the session and welcome everybody. So guys, you can keep it coming. You can also let me know what your goal is for joining the session. Actually, yes, I'd like to know why you decided to join us today. So please use the chat and type why you decided to join this session. So can I see your response in the chat? I'd like to hear from everyone, okay? We are going on 40 people on the call. Yes, I know some people will still join us halfway, but please, for those on the call, I would like to see your response. Why are you on the call with us today? I want to speak to, I want to speak in alignment with your goals, with why you're here, so that I don't waste your time at all. So Goodness says, I'd like to get a job as a data analyst. Thanks for joining us, Goodness. Can I get more responses? Why did you decide to join us today? And then I'll go on to introduce myself. But like I said, please type in the chat why you decided to join us today. Okay, my name is Omomi Victoria Samson. I am one of the co-founders here at Amdari. I'm also the Chief Technology and Business Officer. I have close to a decade experience working in tech. I've worked as a software developer, worked as a project manager, worked also as a business analyst. And in the last 2 years, through the work that we do at Amdari, I've been able to help quite a number of professionals transition into tech through the work experience and the employability support that we provide, which I will definitely give you a proper breakdown into. So Goodness says, okay, I already read Goodness' message. Then Temitope says, I have been seeing the advert on IG and I want to get an in-depth understanding. Thanks for joining us, Temitope. I guess this is your first time joining us, correct? Then Nasir says to get internship, co-op, volunteering paid or unpaid as cybersecurity professional. Amazing. Thanks for joining us, Nasir. Israel says Nigeria looking for a job role in cybersecurity. Thank you for joining us, Nasir. Okay, Temitope's first time. Amazing. Trust me, Temitope, you're going to enjoy spending an hour, 30 minutes of your weekend with us. just stick around and enjoy, guys. So as I said earlier, I work currently with Amdari as one of the co-founders and also the chief technology and business officer. And I've worked across edtech, film tech, and also the marketing space. That's e-commerce in general. And so when I'm not being a tech person, I am definitely writing a story. I love storytelling, and you'd catch me writing stories. So guys, what do we do at Amdari? Let me see how many first timers we have on the call with a thumbs up. Then you're a recurring attendee. Just give me thumbs down. Oh no, not thumbs down. 2 in the chat. Recurring attendee, 2 in the chat. First timer, thumbs up. Thank you, Favor. Thank you, Temitope. Okay, Victor is joining us for the second, say up 10th time. Salami says, I would like to know the new options and opportunity I can go for. Awesome. Goodness, first time, Temitope, first time. So first timers, Opeyemi also, nice. So who are we and what do we do at Amdari? Amdari is a platform that helps you gain real work experience through internship. How is this delivered? Again, through internship. You build capacity in any tech field that you're trying to transition into. And the tech fields that we currently focus on at Amdari is what you see on my screen. Okay, we focus on data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, SOC, which is under cybersecurity, cloud and app, which is also under cybersecurity, and then governance, risk, and compliance, which is also under cybersecurity. And like I said earlier, these are the career paths we help professionals transition and gain experience in. Now, the success rate of Amdari internship has been amazing and mind-blowing because quite a number of our interns go on to land tech jobs, right? Within 4 months, within 2 months, within 3 months, or even shorter than that. Now, I'm not saying everybody gets a job in a month or 2 months. Everybody's timeline is different. But the constant factor is that we at Amdari work with you until you get the job. That's a guarantee. We're going to work with you. We're going to stay committed to your journey until you get the job. Okay, so 10 out of, or rather 6 out of every 10 intern gets to land a job within 2 months, right? Or a month or 4 months. But that number increases to about 9 by 7 months. So that's 3 months after you're done with the program. So this is me telling you that not all our interns in the program. Some of them get the job after the internship. Okay, but then interview success rate is also mind-blowing because within the first, say, 5-6 weeks, our interns land their first job. Okay, within the first 6 weeks, they land their first interview rather. So imagine starting the internship with Amdari and say a few weeks into starting, you're already bagging interviews. Now, when you start landing interviews, you're not alone because works with you. We have an employability team that helps you fix your CV from that helps you prep for interviews from the first stage to the second stage, whether it's technical assessment, whether it's, especially if it is even a take-home assessment, you are properly prepped. Okay, and then we also support you with on-the-job. We provide you with on-the-job support if and when you land the job in the program. So you have nothing to worry about. And then for every successful intern in this program, they keep saying one thing: oh, the work experience at Amdari really played a key role in me landing the job. And one of them is Laura, who shared how successful she was, all thanks to the internship. Laura got a job within 1 month of joining us, okay? So I'd like us to listen to Laura for just 1 minute, and then I will be back. So let's listen to Laura just a minute. She started in, I think, April. She got a job in May, and it's been amazing ever since then. So let's listen to Laura for a minute.
So yeah, I know you mentioned it before, but can you just, just talk in specific terms, the things about Amdari or the experiences or the Amdari processes that actually contributed, to the success of this, you landing this role?
Okay, so when I joined Amdari, I was told that within 2 months of joining Amdari, you're going to get a job, because I've been having some menial jobs here. And I was like, okay, I wasn't skeptical because I saw the reviews on Instagram before joining Amdari. I was like, let's see how it goes. I wasn't expecting in my wildest dreams that I'm going to land this role within 1 month. I just joined Amdari last month. So this Amdari internship program really helped me, to be very honest. It helped me, and I became very proud of myself. I was able to get some insights into, here in the UK, they would say, oh, it's very difficult for an immigrant to get very lovely jobs, corporate jobs, and all of that. It was very hard to believe. But Amdari helped me see that this is very possible. You can learn whatever you want to. You can get that job. So Amdari
Awesome.
it really opened my eyes to, opportunities and how to get these opportunities, to be honest.
Okay, so let me pause it right there. Please, can I see your thumbs up if you heard everything in the video? Can I see your thumbs up? Okay, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. You heard everything said in the video. Awesome, thank you, Opemi. So she said something that I really like. She said, Amdari opened eyes to the opportunities that lie out there. Now, the facts, I always say this every time, literally. Jobs exist, roles exist. Trust me, whether it's posted or not, those jobs are there. If you go on a job board and you see maybe 1,000 jobs posted, just multiply it by 3 or even so much more, right? The same organization that is posting one job has a whole lot more openings that they are not posting. And we will take a look at why this happens so that it's easy for you to even understand the signal and how you can also use it to your advantage. When I say the signal, I mean, Omomi, how do I know that a company is hiring when they don't post? I don't know anybody on the inside, or I don't have anybody on the inside. How am I going to know that there is an opportunity that I can tap into? We're going to address all that. So after listening to Laura sharing how she got a job within a month, even though she heard, oh, you would get a job in 2 months, that's what happens with Amdari interns. Trust me, like I said, everybody's timeline is different. Some people get it quite earlier, some people get it towards the tail end of the program, and some people get it actually after the program. One of them is Samuel. Samuel got a job after a month after his internship with us at Amdari, and he shared the good news on the alumni group. Now, this clearly says Alumni Network Amdari, and these are some of the interns on the group. You can see his message here has 82 likes, as at the time I did the screenshots, right? So it reads, "Hi guys, it's a good news. I landed a business intelligence engineer role this week. Thank you so much, Amdari and Talently. Talently being our other offshoot service." Now, one thing he clearly, if you look at his LinkedIn, by the way, this is his LinkedIn profile. You look at his LinkedIn and you clearly see here that he says data engineering consultant at Amdari. And that's because everybody who goes through this program is not termed intern. No, we don't want to undermine the quality of work you do here and the quality of energy or effort you put into this or the time. So we don't tag you intern in the course of the program or even after the program. Consultant. And that's because you work on real business problems for organizations that have partnered with Amdari for the purpose of giving our interns actual business case studies to work on, not hypothetical projects, not made up projects. And it gives you a great thing into what the job market is looking out for, right? So you also get to work in teams. You don't work alone. You don't work in isolation. And then you also have a team lead. So at no point are you going to be stuck. You're going to have people who have walked this path before, guiding you every step of the way. They would work with you to Fridays, not 9 to 5, obviously. I know you all are most likely currently employed or schooling, right? So you already have a packed schedule, but we still want you to be able to participate in this. And that's why we make it very flexible. So you're expected to meet a minimum of 1 hour per day. And the program also awards reference letter. This is not a program where you get certificates or certification. It's a program where you get reference, because that's work reference, by the way. Because what you're doing here is you're actually working. You're building experience. You're not learning theoretically. You're building experience. You're gaining experience, gaining and mastery in your field. So the best way for you to say, this is the evidence of my journey, is for you to have a reference, not a certificate again. You've gotten that from maybe a course you've taken. So there is no need to stack more certificates, right? So that's what this is about. Then this is another intern who got a job after the internship with the civil service. And she was just sharing, the screenshots of her, congratulatory message from the NHS, from the civil service, after she gets past one stage of interview to the next stage and the next stage. And this message clearly reads, "Congratulations on completing your application and successfully passing the online tests." Tests, right? So that means series of tests, not just one. And for the compliance case worker role, we're pleased to invite you to the next stage, a remote interview. And she sent it, and you can see she accompanied it with a voice note, which clearly is most likely her requesting for a couple of things, and she got the response she needed, right? Which is guidance at the end of the day. So this session is going to be a very, very interesting one. I urge you to stick around, and please invite your friends, colleagues, or family members that you know can benefit from a conversation like this. Okay, I always say something: the best way to grow is to grow with your friends, with your colleagues, with your network or circle. Let's just put it that way. The best way to grow is to grow with your circle, because yes, you're doing the best you can to get this information, to get this knowledge, to build this skill, to build that skill. Or you're one person. But imagine your other colleague or your other friend in your circle that you share something important with, and they also start building their own capacity and network from there. You can tap into their network at a later time or at some point, and they can all benefit from your network. So when the only one, Yorubas would always say, a one-eyed man out of many blind people. That's bad. That means you're the only person who can see and who can guide. You're also limited, right? Because you also need help. You also need more. So imagine everyone else is blind, but and you're the only one who can see. That's a disadvantage for you. But when you have more people, maybe another person has two eyes working, right? Of course, this is metaphoric, so you get what I mean. So at the end of the day, your ability to have a circle of friends that have other sources of information can also greatly benefit you. So please do not hoard this. Share this link with them and let them also call. And for you on the call already, I appreciate you spending time with us. I would like to urge that you stick around to the end of this program or this session, because it is going to be worth your while, I promise you. And I'll be sharing a couple of resources with you after this session. So kindly fill the attendance form that my colleague is dropping in the chat. So Jennifer, kindly drop the attendance sheet so that everyone on the call can fill the attendance. So guys, like I said, I have a couple of resources that I'll be sending to your email. I will like you to fill the attendance form that will be dropped right now, and you'll get the resources. I'll highlight the resources as we go. I just don't want to mention it. I want to tie it to why it's important, so you know that, okay, I can't miss a resource like this, okay? So at the end of the conversation today, you're going to learn exactly how to bypass the ATS, the job boards, and the keyword scanners, because this is very limiting. I promise you it is limiting. Now, a fun fact I would like to expose us to is the number of jobs posted today. When you see a job posted, the number of applications that you would see on it also is super high. In comparison to a couple of years ago, it is now ×3 applications that these organizations receive. Now, I don't want us to work with rates. Oh, it has increased by 50% or it has increased by 80%. No, I'm talking an actual job posting that you see maybe 2 days ago, 1 day ago, and you're seeing 200 applications, right? You're seeing 500 applications. You're seeing 1,000 applications. Now, one thing I want you to know is that the competition is high. This is already an indicator. But bear in mind that this competition means that as much as half of all the applicants are filtered out before someone even sees it, before the recruiter sees it, before the HR sees it, before you even get in front of the CEO, right? So if this is filtered out, what's the guarantee that from that pool, your own CV will be selected? Amdari has a very strong CV builder, master CV that will be built for you by the employability team. We also have an AI tool. It's pretty much a platform that we partnered with. So it wasn't like, it's not built by Amdari, it's a partner of Amdari. This AI tool is called CV Matchly. And what this CV Matchly does is it helps you fix your CV to every job you're applying to. You know that advice they would give you? Oh, when you're applying to a job, ensure you do not use the same CV. Your master CV cannot work with every application. Have you heard that before? Can I see your thumbs up if you've heard that before? Thumbs down if you've never heard that. They'll tell you, do not use the same CV to apply to different jobs. Thank you, back in day. They'll tell you, do not, wait, is it only back in day that has heard this before, guys? You all have not heard this, right? Where they'll tell you, do not apply to a job with the same CV. You need different CVs. If you've not heard this before, just give me thumbs down. I don't want to assume that the silence means I haven't heard it before. I see your thumbs down if you've not heard it before. Or thumbs up. Thank you, Joshua. Thumbs up. Okay, great. Can I get more responses? Temitope, goodness. Is it that we're struggling to locate the thumbs up? It's actually on your screen. You see a face emoji. Thank you, Abubakar and Opemi. You see a face emoji. You click on it, then you see icons, then you can select thumbs up. Awesome. Yeah. So they tell you this often, right? Do not apply to the same job with the same CV. Yes, the conversation today is me telling you to not make job boards your only strategy. That is on one side. But at the same time, right, you still get to apply to jobs via job boards sometimes. So when you do that, I do not want you to waste your time. I do not want you to apply blindly. That's why I want you to use a strategy that would still make you not get filtered out. See, I want you to still be able to get in front of a recruiter, even if you're applying via job boards. But like I said, the essence of the conversation today is to make sure that you limit how you rely on job boards, because it doesn't always work in your favor for different reasons. The ATS, the scanners, right? And the competition. There are 500 other people applying as you. That other guys, or those other guys, they've gone on to work with maybe Google on internship. They've gone on to work with a startup here. They either laid off or they resigned, whatever reason that made them leave the company. It doesn't matter. What matters is someone who has done this before is in the same job market as you. So the competition is deep. Have you heard like this before? We liked you, but we went with someone else. I see your thumbs up. We liked you, but we went with someone else. You've heard that before. Can I see your thumbs up? Thank you, Zainab. Thank you, Lawal and Osita. Amazing. Now, I'd like to know another one. Okay, have applied to a job and get it, like you did not hear from HR, you did not, nobody sent you an email, you applied and nothing came back, or you applied and there was an autoresponder that just said, unfortunately, we moved on with other candidates, or the ghosting part. So can I see your thumbs up? Okay, thank you, Zainab. Amazing, amazing. So that's the situation. The competition is stiff, right? When you apply via a job board, you are not the only one applying. So, hi Chinedu, I'll take questions towards the end of the session, okay? So, at the end of the day, one thing you need to understand is the competition is very steep. Now, by the time most of these roles, and when we say, oh, not all the jobs are posted, even the few that are posted, there is 500 competition on just one posting, there is 600 competition. By that, of course, the people applying. Even when we say that, I promise you one thing for a fact, that same job that 500 people are applying to, these recruiters or the employers already have strong candidates that they are considering. That's a fact, right? Yes, they have it on the job board eventually. Yes, they have it on the job board eventually, but there are internal strong candidates. When I say internal, I'm not saying people that are working in the organization, but I'm talking about referrals. Someone within the organization heard that, oh, we are considering, recruiting for this role, and someone on the team is saying, oh, I know someone. But then HR still decides to post anyways, but then they still discuss it internally, and somebody has recommended somebody, right? So that's the whole idea of hidden job market. So when we hear hidden job market, we're now diving into the strategy that I'm saying, which is do not rely on job boards. Yes, you can apply to job boards, but please do not make it your only source of job application, or your only means rather. Okay, so what is the hidden job market mean? And there's this thing they would always say, oh, 80% of jobs are never posted. And there is so many things being said around what exactly hidden job market means. Oh, it's jobs that are not posted, but there are internal conversations. Now, this statement of hidden job market was honestly birthed from 1974, where newspaper ads was very expensive. So they won't post every job because printing it is going to cost them more, right? So they will just post a limited number, which is publishing just a limited number of jobs. But it doesn't mean there are no vacancies again internally. But because publishing and printing was expensive, that was where the whole 80% of jobs are not posted came from. So it's not like it's a mystical word of jobs hidden somewhere. No, the jobs exist. People are talking about it internally. Someone is telling someone they know about it, just that it is not advertised. So today, when we say, oh, hidden job market, we just assume that, oh, it's because, it's not because anything is expensive. You can post on LinkedIn. It doesn't come at a cost, right? You can post, let's even use LinkedIn as the best yardstick here. You can post on LinkedIn. It doesn't come at a cost. So why does it still exist? It's for a couple of reasons, which I would highlight. But first things first, when we talk about unadvertised roles, right, positions that are filled either through internal referrals, headhunters, or direct outreach before ever reaching a job board, that is hidden job market. When we talk about network hires, somebody within your network knows that a job exists and then they are recommending people that they trust. That is hidden job market, okay? Or a company decides to headhunt. They send talent DMs on LinkedIn. They realize that, oh, we would need this person. And someone remembers that they saw the post of someone one time, and then they decide to search for that person. They find the person and they send that person a DM. That is hidden job market. Jobs that are existing already in the head of the founders, of the recruiters, and they are not posting it yet. Why will this also happen, right? Like I said earlier, it is no longer expensive to post about job vacancies. It's no longer the printing days. So if the hidden job market came as a result of printing being expensive, Omoumi, how about now that printing is no longer the case? We can easily post on free platforms at no cost, at zero cost. Why does it still exist? Because guys, it still exists. If anything, I believe even more than it did ever before. Now, why does it still exist? It's actually because of a couple of reasons. First off, confidential executive searches, right? So this is a stage where entry, mid, or senior roles often get filled quietly because the current person may not know they are being replaced. This is why it exists, right? The current person internally does not know that there is a consideration for them to be replaced because of, performance. So the company does not want to create any form of disruption within the team or get people to feel agitated for whatever reason. So they go on to start quietly searching, oh, who can we hire? Do you know someone? Do you know someone? That is why hidden job markets exist today. Now imagine you know somebody, or imagine you posted it at a time on LinkedIn and somebody once saw your post and now remembers you. Or you're just doing your normal posting, once a week kind of posting, twice a week kind of posting, and then that person sees you. Now, why is it important to show up frequently? I'm thinking of replacing someone on my team because of performance issues, right? It's not going to start immediately and then I would immediately say I am replacing. No, it's not something that happens within the window of 24 hours. It happens within the window of 2 months, guys, 3 months, right? 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So imagine, of course, most founders, most CEOs, they are very active on LinkedIn. So imagine me doing my normal scrolling on LinkedIn within this window of me trying to replace somebody that is underperforming. As the founder, as the line manager, as the executive that this person is working with, I already know that I'm replacing this person. So I'm on LinkedIn doing my normal scrolling, and then I stumble on your post. It speaks to maybe data analytics because you are a data analyst and I'm trying to hire for, I'm trying to replace my data analyst, right? And then I see how you talk about a project you worked on, an experience you had from a project you worked on, a lesson you learned from working with some people or from working with a cross-functional team. I'm going to find that interesting. And that you never can tell if your first post does not speak to me necessarily. Your second post might. Like I said, the window of when someone is considering to hire to when they decide to hire, finally, right? It's typically not 24 hours. It's 2 weeks, it's 3 months, it's 5 months even. I promise you, that happens a lot. So you need to show up every time. When we say show up on LinkedIn, this is why we say so. Because it's not about showing up once. What if the person is not already thinking of replacing and you only showed up once? Then consistency is how you remain top of mind or how you come up in the front of the kind of people that would be interested in your kind of knowledge, your kind of skill, or your kind of expertise. The second reason why a job might not get posted. Is the pre-posting window. I've kind of spoken about this already from this one I said, which is a short gap between deciding to hire and publicly posting. So it exists in the mind of the employer, of the founder, of the CEO, and it starts with a frustration, right? It might even be that they are not replacing anybody, guys. It might just be an identified gap within the organization. Okay, why are we struggling as a team in this area? I think it's because we have a skill shortage or talent shortage, and it's making it obvious that there is a skill gap. So maybe we need to fill a gap. So what exactly are we missing right now? Oh, we're missing somebody that can fully take ownership of this team. We don't have that, right? Everybody is technical. We need a creative person that can make this team work together. Just you're beginning to define what is missing. And the more you define it, the more it makes sense. And you describe a job title. Oh, we need a project manager. Oh, we need a program scheduler, right? Or a program coordinator. To start defining it based on your company's problem that you're solving, right? And your team structure. That is how you get to define the job title. The minute you now define the job title, you start looking for who to hire. So you see the period of you already identifying that there is a skill gap, right? There is a process that is inefficient. That period you are already looking, it's already in your head that you need somebody. Or do you know what the case is now? The case is you guys have not even spelled out the job title. And again, founders are on LinkedIn, right? Recruiters are on LinkedIn, HR managers are on LinkedIn, CTOs are on LinkedIn, CMOs, CFOs, they are on LinkedIn. So imagine that I'm already experiencing this frustration and I'm on my LinkedIn on a random day, whether we have defined the job title or not. I'm on LinkedIn on a random day and I see a post from Nasir pop up randomly about how he was able to coordinate a team to achieve a particular success. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I don't need to stumble on Nasir's post every time. I might never even stumble on his post, but curiosity will make me click on his name and then I go to his page and then I see a couple of other things he has posted before. So guys, do you see what I mean by you need to show up? Not because of anything. Please, even if it's one like you get on LinkedIn, do not care. You are not there for the likes. You are there to build proof and presence and positioning so that you have your receipts right there for them to know that you didn't just start today. You started a year ago, 7 months ago, 6 months ago, right? There are things you've been posting from them. You might think that this thing you're talking about, does it really make sense? Please just post it. You are doing something. You're showing up. You're working somewhere. You cannot hold that to yourself alone. You can't document everything you're doing on your GitHub or on your portfolio. Nobody sees it. How will I know how awesome goodness is or how amazing Yemi is? Or how would I know the kind of amazing project or the kind of capability that Chinedu has in terms of fixing a particular process? I wouldn't know that. I am not on your team. I do not work with you. I've never met you before. The only way I can know a bit about you is from your publicly available data or your publicly available profile. If from that publicly available profile, I see something that tells me about you, I will not pick interest. I will not be attracted to you, right? And you want recruiters to pick interest in you. You want them to be attracted to you. You want them to want to get to know you more, right? You want them to decide to send you that DM. So if that is the case, how are you showing up? And what are you showing up as? A learner or a contributor or a problem solver? You want to be the last two. Problem solver, contributor, okay? And also a practitioner. That's very important. If you come across as, oh, I just completed another Jira course, another Power BI course, you're learning. You're not job ready, right? I'm already facing a frustration on my team. So me saying that I need somebody is only me looking for someone who can step in today and fix that problem. Are you that person who can step in today and start working? Or I have to show you step 1, do this, step 2, do this. And remember, as the founder, I don't necessarily, it doesn't mean I know your field or I know your skill. It doesn't mean I'm a SOC analyst. It doesn't mean I'm a GRC analyst, right? I most likely am just a developer who had a light bulb moment and decided to build a software that solves a problem, right? Or that provides a solution. So now as the developer who woke up one day with a brilliant idea, I decide to implement this idea. I would need the first person to make this work with me. And that would be who? Maybe a project manager or product manager. If I'm not a full stack developer, I will need a backend developer, right? That's how I would start putting my team together. And that's how you form your team. And as you grow, you realize that, oh, we need this other hand. So from there, I'm already having it in mind. I need this person. And that's where that window, that pre-posting window happens. Why again does this exist? That's the job market, the hidden job market. Internal only roles. Sometimes some roles are open internally first, right? And then they don't post it because someone on the team can actually feel it. So there is something called lateral move where someone within the team is moved either higher or, you're just moved around to fill a role. Oh, I think you'll be good for this position. And we're currently looking to move things around. So do you want to maybe apply for that role? And the person, that's your team member, right? Do you want to consider moving to this department? Some is not even you saying you want to consider applying, right? Again, it depends on that company and their structure. Some companies will just say, I think you'll be a perfect fit for this role. So I would like you to move into this capacity. And then I've experienced that a lot, right? I have experienced that a lot where I'll join a team as this. And then before you know it, I am moved to something else because, oh, you'll be a perfect fit for this. You talk a lot. You love, you present so well. I think you'll be perfect for this. And that's how I get moved. And I promise you guys, that's how I left being a front-end developer to being more, product and business focused, right? Because apparently as a technical person, I'm more of a storyteller, I'm more of a talker. Developers are not necessarily chatty, right? We just want to write the code and move on. But I had traits that my boss then was like, okay, I think you can do this. And then moving me from that development to something else started making me, of course, say, okay, I think I'm liking this. And I ditched it totally. So sometimes this happens. Now that's a role that someone would have been hired to fill, I would have been left to be the developer, okay? And then someone else gets hired for the role of the COO. But that did not happen. I was just moved. Oh, someone else can be hired for the role of this business analyst, product manager. That did not happen. You just get moved sometimes because you have the traits, you have the science, you have the capability. So that happens, and that's why some jobs never get posted. Another one is also confidential backfills, right? Where they are replacing a departing employee. So we don't need to already post it. Oh, you're leaving? Yes, I'll be leaving in 3 months' time because I'm traveling, or I'll be leaving because I'm going for my master's, or I'll be leaving because I'm moving cities, right? And I won't be able to. So they've already given you 3-5 months notice. So you as the founder, you as the line manager, you as department need to now start looking for a replacement. So sometimes it doesn't start with, oh, let's post it. Remember, they've given you 5 months notice, 3 months notice. You have enough time. So before they post it, they already start talking about it internally. Let's fill this role. Let's get someone for this role. And that's how that happens, right? Then the roles created for a talent. I'll show you guys a screenshot. This one is a personal experience, right? I sent a DM to a founder. It was just 4 months into my internship. I went in for a 6 months internship. I was 4 months in. I was already confident. I didn't know why. Nothing was chasing me, guys. I was still in my parents' house. I didn't really have a need to say I needed a job at that time. So, but I wasn't built that way to just say, oh, I don't have a reason to. I just love to act like something is chasing me, right? So I sent this DM to this founder and we spoke. They didn't post anywhere that they needed anybody. Guys, apparently somebody on that role, right? Not the role I was applying to, but a role that he felt I could fill. That person was leaving for youth service, right? And it was a UK company, but he was hiring from Nigeria at that time also. So that person was leaving for service. And then I shoot my shots that period. And like I said, I didn't know this person. We're not even in the same city. I stumbled on his page on Instagram. I looked him up on LinkedIn. I was like, I'd like to work with this kind of person and this kind of company. This kind of people will drill you. And this is something that I knew it was going to be hard to get, but I was like, what's the worst that can happen? He would ignore me. So I sent the DM and you guys will see the screenshot. Like I said, it's towards the end of my slide. And then he said, oh, funny enough, we have someone leaving this role. I know your profile says you want a job as a developer, but I think you can also do this based on this skill that you've shown me and from your GitHub profile and everything. And for it to be tied properly to my development background, he now gave it a new title. How did I know all this when I joined the team finally? I got the job in 24 hours, by the way, guys. I got it in 24 hours. The lady that was leaving that role, she was still on the team. She had not left, guys. She gave them notice of a couple of months, right? So she was still on the team. I think we still worked together for like 2-3 months. That's how crazy. But I was hired already to replace her. Like, I was onboarded. So imagine I did not send that DM. Guys, jobs exist. I promise you, you just need to know the right way. And this session is not just about me shouting jobs exist, jobs exist, guys. I am going to be showing you exactly how to shoot your shot. And I have a template that I've created. I said this thing worked for me. Even them shooting their shots, your own DM as headhunters, I have experienced that, and you will see all that. And me sending a DM, me initiating it also, it worked. I got the job. The one where they sent me the DM, I got the job. The one where I sent the DM, I got the job. And the kind of template, the kind of message, and the way you need to appear before you send that message, I would show you, okay? So I have the template created for every career path on the call today, whether you're for data, business, PM, cybersecurity, whether it's SOC, GRC, whatever it is. I have the template created, and I would appreciate you filling the attendance form like I mentioned earlier, because I will be sharing this with you. Okay, so please, the attendance. Jennifer just dropped it again as Amdari Growth. Fill the attendance form, and I would send you the list of LinkedIn content that you would post every week. Every week. Not just that, I'm also going to be sending you a template of DMs that you can send to recruiters, because so just send the DM, it will work. No, they will look you up. I promise you, they will take your page out. Don't presence, they will move on. It's not about whether you have 20 likes or 1 like. They don't care about that. We all know how the algorithm works, right? So that's fine. That's not their concern. It's not whether you have 50 followers or connections. No, it's not about that. What you're dishing out, your kind of knowledge, your kind of exposure, if you're a practitioner or not, that's what they care about. So I need you to fill that attendance form so that I can send you what I need. So I have established already that companies are hiring every time, whether it's on the job board, whether it's in their mind, whether they're thinking about it, whether they're considering it. How are you wired currently to look for these jobs? How have you been applying? Guys, I would like you to type in the chat your strategy for applying to jobs. So far, the one you've been using, guys, is it just job board? Have you ever sent a DM? Have you ever been headhunted? Have you ever gotten a DM? Whatever the case is, please type in the chat. How have you been wired to apply for these jobs? If you say, oh, it's headhunting that I'm wired to apply via, right? It means you are telling me that you have been posting strategically, because that's the only way you can attract them. It's like bait, okay? So please type in the chat, guys. I don't want to believe that you guys are not applying in a particular way. So if it's job board, please type in the chat, okay? I want you to type how you have been applying. I'm waiting for your response. So your job application strategy has to be very tight. I said it earlier that this conversation is not to discourage you from job boards, but it is to let you know that that cannot be your only strategy, because it's not a winning strategy. I promise you. Is it good? Yes. Or should you rely on just job boards? Please no. Okay, please no. Because when you rely on job boards alone, you're making it look like a fixed opportunity. You're making it look like you're waiting to be picked. You're waiting to be chosen. Yes, because it's 500 people. It's 600 people. It's 300. It's 50 other people applying. So you're waiting to be picked from that pool. You see that DM I sent to that man? That was me taking my own fate in my hands, right? So I was like, okay, I have to do this myself. Is it that I have applied via job boards before and I didn't get it? I promise you guys, never. I never applied to it. Also, zero experience in terms of how to even, I did not even have a CV. That's a I did not have a CV. Honestly, like no CV, just that DM. So Chinedun says job boards alone. Okay, thank you very much, Chinedun. Omolola says DM recruiters, job boards, networking, amazing, amazing. That's great. Can I get more responses? So, like I said, you don't want to wait to be picked or chosen, and you don't want to make it look like you're waiting for permission and then over respecting formal processes. For me, that's not me, right? I always tell people that when it comes to being unconventional in how I approach things, how I do things, that's where you'd see me, right? Yes, I know that there are formal processes, but who says that's the only way? Who says that's the only route I should take? So I would just use my ingenuity to just do other things. So I've mentioned why these companies don't post often, right? Because, oh, they're trying to replace somebody, they're trying to hire internally, or somebody has already recommended someone, or someone did what I did, sent the DM. That job could have been posted on a job board in 4 months' time, but I did not even allow it see the light of day. I was already in their DM way ahead. Shoot your shot to the DM of recruiters because the jobs exist. They need you. Let me just put it that way. They need your skill set. They need help. They need assistance. Like, you are needed. But you just need to know what kind of field, what kind of company would need you. I didn't just send that DM randomly. I looked at their work, right? And I could already picture, okay, this kind of company will need my kind of skill set, not knowing that what I was even pitching myself for, I wouldn't get it. Thankfully, I added a few more other things that I could do, that I had practiced as, and that I had a proof of work around. And that was how I got the job. But then, like I said, they now merged it with what I truly wanted and then what I wasn't looking for, but I had built experience as. So I got the role of a product marketing manager. So I was working with the product team, the developers, because they had their developers already. Guys, you see, that's what I'm saying. They had their, not like I was not going to get the role of the developer, but they were not looking to hire for that role. They already had it. Then, like I said, I didn't know them. I just spelt out everything that I was, right? So this is what I want, but this is what I am. So if I am lucky enough, I did not even know. I just said everything. And then he said, oh, okay. So our lead marketer is actually leaving the team right now. And we would, I think it would be nice to have you on board. And that was how I was onboarded as product marketing manager. And the former marketing lead was never even a product person, never worked with the product team. So that was why I said that job title was created for me because of my skill set. They were complementary and they were also very much diverse. So it made it easy. So when you apply via job boards, it just shows that you are doing what everyone else is doing. And you might not be picked because of that guy that's gone on to work with Google, because of that guy that's gone on to do internship with a startup, right? And that is exactly, yes, I have Sekinat, I had, like at that time. That's why I said I mentioned everything. I was looking for the job of a developer, right? Because that was the core of my internship. But in the course of that same internship, it's still internship. In the course of that same internship, my boss exposed me to a lot of things. So see, guys, the truth is, I don't know why my own career path and being like, because apparently I exhibit a particular skill set that will be good for this department. So either they merge it, move me totally because I'll be strong in this department. So that's what has, even from my internship, I was there doing internship as a developer. We're learning Tailwind CSS, we're learning Python, we're learning Kotlin. I wanted to do mobile app development, so I wanted to dabble into Kotlin, but then I ran away from that. I was doing all this. I wasn't even exactly proficient yet. Then my boss would say, oh, Omomi, I think you need to look at this. Take this course. I have a task for you next week. That's the work of internship. They don't care that you're still learning. I was just bombarded with so much. And I was going to that office Mondays to Fridays. It was an on-site internship and it was unpaid, right? Like I was earning zero, but I was still going. I really wanted to learn also. I was so glad that everything that boss moved me around for, do this, do that, it played out. Because that was why I said I did not mention to that founder that hired me that I am this person. I only said developer, but then I now said, well, and then I worked on this, worked on that. So I showed him all of the work I did in marketing space. And the strategies, because marketing is not just saying, oh, there are strategies involved. So I spoke about it, and then That was how he described the job title. Oh, so our lead marketer is leaving. I didn't get the job as the lead marketer, by the way, guys. That's not what I'm saying. It's not the lead marketing role, but it was a product marketing manager role, PMM. I'm sure you guys will be familiar with that title, PMM. So that was the role I got, and that was it. So I still got to work with the developers, thankfully, because I don't sit in one place, guys. I can't say because I'm here, I'll ditch that field. Nope. But yeah, I know this is what I'm hired for. So that was how I just kept on with my development side. But on that job also, I was moved. Oh, mommy, I went to another company, worked as a product manager. That's how my transition into product management now fully took effect. It was from that PMM role. So I went to that company. I took a course as a product manager when I was doing that job because I wanted to just understand so much more. So when I took the course, I was now like practicing and everything. So my next job was in PM, and yeah, it just went on and on. Like I said, I still got moved around a lot, but yeah. So I need you to know that when you shoot your shot like that, you have no competition, because this man would have never even posted that, oh, we need a PMM. But I described my skill set in a way that made him see how I could solve a particular problem for them. It was perfect. And like I said, honestly, a lot of things made sense later in the year. Not like it made sense to me that time. It just made sense later that, oh, this was why this man did this. Oh, this was why I was moved around. Oh, it just made sense when I became a founder myself. And I could see things from their lens more. And I was like, okay. So trust me, I'm speaking to you on the call today as somebody who has been in your shoes, a candidate, and then as someone who has also been hiring for the past 3-4 years. Because before Amdari, I also founded another company, 2-time founder, right? So it's crazy. Now, let's talk about the winning strategy. I have hinted this already, but I want us to know what happens behind the scene. A lot of times we talk about, oh, applying to jobs. And like I said just now, I was able to make sense of a lot of things that happened then, why I got the job, and how the fact that I sent that DM made me get the. Because that period, I was like, oh my God, is this magic? Is this a miracle? Right? Yes, I believe in God and how it works. But then I still knew that, okay, something just has to like make sense with this whole thing. Because it didn't make sense, guys. I just sent a DM and 24 hours later, I am employed, right? Like earning actual. When I collected my first salary, I remember sending thank you. I remember sending thank you. I think I kept sending him thank you for like 5 months before I stopped. Because I was like, I did internship, earned 0 naira, right? Earned 0 naira that period. And then this is me working now and I'm earning. So I was so excited. So one thing I want us to also establish is the fact that all the call today have escaped the first trap, which is the no skill trap, meaning you have taken a course. Am I right? If you've not taken a course, you can give me thumbs down. If you've taken a course, give me thumbs up. You've taken a course. Thank you, Bakinde. So it means you have escaped the first trap, which is I don't have a skill yet. You all have the skill. Thank you, guys. I see the reactions. You all have the skill already. Amazing. I don't see any thumbs up, so I'm guessing everybody on this call have. I promise you something. My father's namesake. I am going to take questions towards the end. I'm just trying to wrap up. I'll take everybody's question, but I'm guessing maybe that's a thumbs up. Yeah. So, but if that's not a thumbs up, I'll take your questions. Okay. All right. Awesome. So the next thing I want us to focus on is how you position right now, which is why I said earlier, how have you been wired to apply to jobs? It's not just about applying. If I look you up, what will I see? How are you positioning? Because the finish line is not, I've taken the course. No, the finish line is when you get the job. So how do you get the job? Right? Oh, they always say, go gain experience. Where do they expect me to get experience from if nobody's going to hire me? I mean, this guy should make it make sense. I promise you, back then, they used to advise us, go to school, read, pass your exam, and then graduate, and then go to the job market and start applying to jobs. That's a strategy or a process for a world that doesn't exist anymore. Times have changed now. The reason why recruiters are adamant on you having experience is because they have given people chances before they gained experience and they saw what that meant. That meant incompetence, not because that person is dumb or stupid or unintelligent, but because that person is not ready. That person is not prepared enough for that job. It has nothing to do with intelligence, brilliance. If you have enough time, proper guidance, excel in that role. But when you just apply to a job without building skills, experience, and then your boss has to now be showing you step one, step two, and this is where the trap lies. If your boss is not niche in your field, so let's say being a founder, I decide to build a fintech company. Now I need a GRC analyst. That GRC analyst is meant to come educate us, obviously, on financial services, rules and regulations that we must abide by. I cannot help that GRC analyst understand their job. I just know that I have to abide by some rules, but this is not my field. So I need a very knowledgeable, smart person that would come and work with my team as the GRC person, KYC wise and whatnot, right? So if I hire that person and the person is struggling, because I cannot help the person, I would call the person incompetent. Why did you make this kind of mistake? Why do I have to always, how did this happen? Of course, how did this happen? Because even me that I'm looking at it, that's not my job. So I don't know how to help you, right? Imagine a founder who is not a developer, hiring a developer, and the developer is taking five months to build a website that can be done in like a month or 6 weeks or 8 weeks. Take this from a developer. I promise you there are builds that you can be done with in 3 weeks. There are builds you can be done with in a day. A landing page you can be done with. I mean, you're coding it from the scratch, yes. Especially the front end, HTML and CSS, or even if it's React you're using. There are builds you can be done within a day without integration, obviously, without just front end, no integrations. You can be done in a day. Now, imagine me clueless, zero idea about development, but I have the business idea to build a product, right? Or a fintech solution. And then I hire a developer. Do you know what that's going to mean? That's going to mean that developer is on their own because I cannot help you when you're stuck. Now, the developer is fresh out of bootcamp, right? Fresh out of training. This person would encounter challenges. It's normal. You're doing this for the first time. Experience already gives you patterns, so you can identify patterns that you need to ignore. But without experience, you will fall into that trap because you don't understand or recognize the patterns yet. So that's the role of inexperience. Now, for me as the founder, I might get impatient. How did this happen? Why did you make this mistake? Oh, the website is down again. Why did you not build it to be able to take this kind of traffic? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that, because it does not have experience. So now traffic has made our website go down because the person that built it did not build it with enough disk space, right? And because of that, we are encountering so many downtimes, and it's giving our users bad experience. That bad experience is making us have high churn. See how just one decision, a developer that is fresh out of bootcamp, is affecting business. It's not just your coding. It's a lot. This is an operating business. So founders have learned from that, oh, no, I can't do this. And they keep spelling out, I need somebody with experience. They're not saying it just to make it sound like a buzzword. They're saying it to avoid the risk of wasting time, wasting money, right? And getting nowhere or having no headway or losing clients or customers because bad experience, right? So you need to build experience, not because of anything, but so that you're not termed incompetent, so that you yourself don't have imposter syndrome, so that you also do not start questioning your own capacity. It can really affect you mentally. And then you start doubting yourself on so many levels. It's because you applied to a job, got the job without experience, and that means you're not job ready. And the person that hired you is not a skilled person in your field. So they cannot help you. So they expect you to figure it out. And you, in the process of figuring it out, you're making mistakes. Those mistakes affecting the business or delaying, right? Extending the time. And they're not like, oh my God, who have I hired? They even reach out to HR. HR, who is this? HR, what's this? Right? And then it goes on and on like that. So what do you have to do? Like I said, you escaped the first trap already, which is no skill. But that is not the finish line. You need to build experience, and then you need to show up on LinkedIn. This is one of our interns who got a job via LinkedIn. I promise you, our interns getting jobs a month in, 2 months in. It's not because they rely on job boards alone. No, it's because they are using, like I have been hinting. Now, this message came in from one of the team leads of our interns, and it came in from Joy. She's the specialist at Amdari. And you see here, this is Amdari HQ. That's Amdari's general team group, right? And it says, and this person says, hello everyone. One of my ongoing March interns, consultants, like I said, right, landed a cyber forensic role. And then she tagged me. This is me. This is the other co-founder of Amdari, and this is one of our growth leads. Okay. So look at the dates that the message was dropped. It was dropped on the 28th of May. That's 28th of 05, 2026. And she said, March consultant. That means this person got a job in 2 months, guys. And this is the content of the DM, right? It says, hi, Joy. Hope you're doing good. I just landed a cyber forensic role. Thank you for all those projects we did and are still doing at Amdari, because obviously it's still in the program. And thank you for always pushing me to post on LinkedIn. The hiring manager just called and said he has seen my work on LinkedIn and wants to offer me a role. Guys, they are not speaking of interviews. He wants to offer him a role. I just requested for a reference. Kindly help with that as well. That is all. He got the job. He's not saying that, oh, hi, somebody sent me a message, they want to hire me. That's what he's saying. He said, I got it. And this was what happened. This was the process. I just got a message that they want to offer me a role. Guys, not let's interview you. We think you'll be a perfect fit. He even got it better than me, because I still got interviewed for mine, even though I was, I got a DM like this. But it wasn't just, oh, we want to offer you a role. I was still interviewed, right? So what am I trying to say? How are you showing up on LinkedIn? Because the hidden job market, I have established it. I don't want to repeat what I've said again. Jobs exist before they post. It exists, right? And I hope we got all that so clearly. So who is the intelligent job seeker, right? Who is this guy? I want to build the profile of this guy, and I want you to become this guy, and I want you to follow me closely, okay? I want you to follow me closely. This guy said he got a job by just shooting his shot to the DM of someone at Cowrywise, one of the hiring decision makers there. I'll skip his video because there is another video that I want to play for us. So you need to take control of your own job search and your application. Do not say, oh, going on job boards, this is the jobs they posted. You're applying and competing with 600 others, 700 others. You need to stand out. How do you stand out? It's not by making your profile the best on the job boards. No, it's about looking for your own path. Because that's standing out also. When we say stand out, people typically think we mean apply to a job, make sure your own CV is attractive. A lot of other people are doing the same. In fact, some people are joining sessions like this. Some people, right, have even done internship with Amdari or other organizations or worked somewhere. These are the people you're working and competing with. How do you want to stand out in that kind of pool? Right? So yes, while you're pushing it and trying to stand out in such a pool, do not limit your standing out to that kind of process. You want to also do something clearly. You want to shoot your shot. That's standing out because you're spotted, you're seen, because it's only you in the DM. All right? It's not you and 500 other people. It's not you and 300 other people. It's just you. So I want to play a video for us, and it's from this founder that you see on my screen. And he said something clearly. He said he was frustrated as a business owner and founder working with developers and his team at large. And I would like us to listen to him. It's just a minute video. I stumbled on it on TikTok.
Where are all the good employees?
So please, I would like you to listen closely because I have a question after this, okay? I have a question for everybody on the call after this, and I'd like you to type in the chat. So you need to listen to him before we move into that question, because I want to know how ready you are to shoot your shot to a recruiter, okay? So we're building that right now. Like I said, now what we're doing is I am building your profile as an intelligent job seeker, not just a job seeker. I'm building your profile as an intelligent job seeker. So please listen to him closely. Just one.
Where are all the good employees? I have a friend, she owns a retail baby clothing store. She cannot find good employees. There's a guy, an acquaintance of mine, who owns a software company. He cannot find good employees. Me, in my case, I just started a software company. I cannot find good employees. Like, what is going on? What is going on for real? Alright, so this is the story. I've had 3 developers so far. I own a software company. I also own a music company, but that's on the side. The software company is what matters here. So I had 3 developers. One of them left for a graduate program. He's actually the reason why I found out my pay scale was wrong. The second one, I hired him for front end. He didn't deliver anything for a month, 1 month. And the part that paid me is that I made that thing in 6 hours after I fired him. The third guy is still in school. Even though he might have potential, it'll be a while before he can make money for me. How much do I need to pay people so I can find good people? Where are all the good employees?
Okay, I just realized I muted myself. So can anyone tell me what he majorly emphasized on in this video? Right, from what he said in this video. Like I said, this is a video I stumbled on TikTok, and it was just interesting. Because most times when I tell people that this is the reality of founders, they think that, come on, mommy, I've been on different job boards. These guys don't call you back. That's because you're competing with so many others, and maybe your CV never even got to them, right? Maybe your CV never even got to them. So what did we hear the most from this guy's video? Okay, he needs someone with experience. Exactly. He kept saying, where are all the good employees? He did not say, where are the employees, right? He didn't say people are not applying. He said the good ones. And he finished his statement with, how much do I have to pay? And now he said, yes, how much do I have to pay in order to get good employees? Now, he did not say he doesn't have team members. He did not say he didn't give people a chance, but he learned from giving people without experience a chance. His last statement was also one of the developers who is a student, and he said, it will take a while before he can make me money. Emphasis on a while and make me money, right? So he's not saying he doesn't have somebody that he has given a chance. So if this kind of man stumbles on a job seeker that does not have experience, he is going to ignore them because he has hired before and he has seen what it looks like to hire. And he said he let somebody go, and what that person wasn't able to achieve in a month, he was done with it in 6 hours, right? These are the issues. So I want us to look at something, because I need you to send a DM to this man. I'm not saying you're sending him a DM, no. I'm saying you imagine that you're sending him a DM. You need to be able to read between the lines. What job title do you think is open in his company? From his video, only his video, right? Please, can you type in the chat what job opening you hear? He did not call out any job title. Yes, he mentioned developers, yes, but that was all. But please, from his frustration, from how he sounded, from the things he highlighted, you as a professional, even if it's not your job title, that's fine. But what do you hear? I want to know if we can get the signal, because if I speak and preach from now till next year about hidden job market, and we don't know how to identify the signals, honestly, everything I'm saying on this call will just be like a waste. I need us to understand and be able to identify job titles even when they don't spell it out. And there are signals everywhere, whether it's from their post, whether it's when they speak about it, whatever the case. Thank you very much, guys. So Osita says backend developer, amazing. Leo says experienced web developers, awesome. Sekinat says software developers. Okay, awesome. Can I get more? Ahmed says course. Okay, I guess you're probably thinking or trying to type. So let me get more, guys. Everybody's saying developers. Guys, there is more. There is more. In fact, there is a hint on my screen, right? The pain point, poor execution and missed deadline. Yes, it's a developer that he's speaking to, right? He's saying the developers are slow, they miss deadlines. So guys, I need you to understand I need you to be, God bless you, Maruf. Oh my God. Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you. Poor execution and missed deadline, lack of accountability and ownership, communication and coordination gaps, operational inefficiency, and founder overload. So yes, there is an opening for a developer, like everyone already said, but I wanted to hear the one that was not obvious, and that was project manager. It wasn't obvious. Now, when you read between the lines, he doesn't just need a developer. He needs a developer. We have established that. Like I said, Osita mentioned it, Leo did, Sekinat did, but he needs structure, right? Follow through, and someone who reduces founder stress. How can he say that someone was not delivering in a month? So nobody was watching him, no stand-up meeting, nobody was coordinating, there was no deadline, there was no timeline set. Do you get? This is what I hear. So you need to be able to hear this. And it's not because a founder would randomly pick their phone every time. No, it's because of the job titles on a job board. It's because of the job description on a job board. Because when you read it, I want you to be able to pick the hints. So, oh yes, it spells out they need a project manager, but you know that those job descriptions already spell out their frustration, and your ability to recognize it would work in your favor, because now you can now use that to your own advantage during interviews and speak to those pain points, right? So he needs structure, follow through, and someone who reduces founder stress. And if that's not the role he talked about, sorry, and I know that's not the role he talked about, right? But that if you're to send a DM to this kind of man, it's simple. By the way, oh yes, there is another one. Technical recruiter. Why is this stressing about hiring? So imagine you being a HR analyst on this call today. That's your cue to shoot that man a DM, right? He doesn't have somebody helping with his hiring process. What do I have to do to get good employees? Where do I have to look? That was what he was saying. He needs a recruiter also. Okay. So what are the jobs open in his company right now? You can pitch yourself as a project coordinator, operations associate, product operations, customer success, QA, to test and also provide support. These are the job titles. These are the job titles. And if you can merge two together, maybe product operations and this, perfect. And this, put it under the umbrella of a project manager. Then operations associate and this, put it all together as business analyst, right? This helps you a lot. So that's how you pitch yourself. That's how you identify how to. So this is a DM sample that such a man can be sent based off what he said in the video. Now, why I would want you to have this is because we've heard him, right? We've heard him, and the link to his video is still on this slide, which you can still listen to after this session. Like I said, I'd like you to fill the attendance form. Now, for such a man, this is the kind of DM you would send to him. Okay, so when you match this statement to what he said, it would make it easy for you to use this approach for your subsequent job applications. So I'd like you to have this, like I mentioned. Now, the last video I'll play for us today is that of Darlington. The reason why I want to play Darlington's video is because he was able to do what I've been saying so perfectly during interviews. He spoke to their pain points, and he seemed to be the one that was able to help them see what they could achieve in the space of 1 year. Because according to him, he said they didn't know how to go about it. And remember all I've been saying earlier, company hiring you does not mean I can do your job. I know that I need you. That's why I'm putting out a call for you, right? And I need you to show me that you can do it, because I can't do your job means I cannot help you or assist you. I need you, man, that can do the job for themselves. So let's listen to Darlington for a minute, and then I will.
So congratulations, Darlington, on landing the role as HC Selection and Implementation Lead. That's the job title, right?
Yes, that's the job title. Yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
It feels really good. The important part is you get to apply what you know. The knowledge we've been able to acquire seems to be nothing if you can apply it to a real world problem. So that's the most important part for me and what I'm excited about.
Amazing. So how would you say the experience at Amdari helped you land the role, like from the projects you worked on to the types of mentor you had and all that? How would you say that really, really contributed to you landing this role?
Well, in the interview, my background is data science and sales. So this role is more like a business analysis role. It's a mixture of different bits, but they were not looking for someone who was a business analyst per se, a project manager. They were looking for someone who had a bit of data science background, project management, business analysis. And funny enough, I had never heard of, I had never done anything on business analysis till I got to Amdari. And while I was there in the interview room, I was asked about things like mapping and how you scope the whole process. Just give us a rundown of what you would do if you were to start this role. I just used everything I learned at Amdari. I spoke about the process, the to-be processes, the project charter, basically the terminology and the knowledge of what I learned very played a part in that interview. I seemed to be the person that gave them a clear idea of what they are going to achieve in a 1 year period, because they didn't know how to go about it. So they needed someone who was close to what they were looking for. And my knowledge from what I'd learned played a huge part in that interview, to be honest.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. So it's.
Can I see your thumbs up? Can I see your thumbs up? Okay. So that's exactly how he was able to land the job. Thank you, Sita. Awesome. That's exactly how he was able to land the job, right? He seemed to be the one who was able to show them what they could achieve. And obviously, I guess that was music to their ear. So The current blocker is what I want us to talk about, job board dependency. I want you to know that doing it like this is not going to help. LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, no. You need to do more, okay? You need to do more. You need to show up on other platforms and you need to take it upon yourself to shoot your shot. Like I mentioned earlier, restricting yourself to just what's on the job board is not the best way because you're competing with other people and there are some jobs that never even make it to this platform. This was the DM I was speaking about earlier that I sent. And of course, 24 hours later, I got the job. And you can see here, it was June 2019. Right. And it was like, are you still interested in the XYZ work? And I said, yes. He said, drop your number, which I did. The call was just, where do you stay? Can you work remotely? Questions like that, just to get to know the person he's about to bring on his team. So only smart and intentional people try it this way. Because I promise you, you have zero competition. It shows zeal, like it's audacity because the founders would be excited, like, okay. And these guys want people that are driven, that have the desire to do more, right? And you can see this from that person sending you that, like you can see this literally. Okay, so that's why most times doing it this way is not just you saying, I can do this, I have the skill. It's telling that founder so much more about you, honestly, right? It also signals proactiveness. It's also a sign of passion. Like I said, you think you've just shoot your shot and, oh, it's audacity, but it's a lot more. And these are find you very, very interesting to want to work with. Okay, so that's exactly what I mean by you need to take it upon yourself to do more than just what the job board presents. Then the other one is the invisible expertise on LinkedIn. I've hinted on this earlier, so we won't take too much time on this. You need to show up. Okay, you have experience, but you don't post, right? No digital footprint. Imposter syndrome. What if it's just one like? What if nobody likes it? What if it's just 5 likes? You're not posting for the likes. You're posting for the sake of the person that will look you up one day just because they want to give you an opportunity. And they will truly see that you have been doing this, not today, right? You feel like, oh, what if somebody thinks this doesn't make sense? It's the job you did. It's the contribution you made, right? And it's your experience and it's your point of view. As long as you're not being derogatory to anybody's contribution, field, or career path, any judgments, I don't think should bother you, right? Then you also need to know that you would never feel ready. You have to start now. So saying, oh, when I've gotten a job, I'll post. When I've done this, I'll post. No. Based off the little knowledge you already have, start sharing. All right, start sharing, and you never can tell who is going to benefit so much from what you have done. Okay. This is another instance of me getting a DM from recruiters because of how I showed up. Now, this time around, I didn't shoot my shot. They came into my DM. Now, if you look at my DM, you see it clearly says something here. July 2021, right? And this January 2021. By the way, this was the first time ever that a recruiter would DM me and I got this job. So I didn't take this because it was just 6 months into this one. And yes, different job titles, but it was the same field. And it was the same job description. So I was like, I don't need to job hop right now. I am fine with this one. So you see the person that sent me the DM, HR administrator, legal officer, and researcher for that company. And then this one is the CTO of the company. The people DMing me at that time were the final decision makers for those jobs that I was going to be hired for. And like I said earlier, that's why I got this job also. After her, the next person I spoke to was the CEO. For this one, I didn't take the job, so I gave them a recommendation from my network. And this network was pretty much people I had worked with. And I was like, oh, I would give you someone else. But I spoke to them first. I just wanted to compare, like I said. So I spoke to them first. Now, I want to read the message so you see clearly what I mean by they need to find you attractive for them to send you a DM. This one says, we're looking for a professional, highly motivated, detail-oriented web project manager who is passionate about helping companies grow their business and brand online and understands the importance of XYZ. Teamwork to join our team, obviously. How would you understand teamwork if you've never worked in a team? So also just pay attention to all of that. This one says, hello, Victoria. My name is XYZ. I lead the tech team at XYZ company. We're currently looking to hire a product manager and your profile caught my interest. Is this something you would be interested in? If yes, I'd look forward to having a conversation with you. If not, perhaps I could get a great recommendation. Again, I found your page attractive. consistent, right? Because for them to really give you a still here. Strange. Can anyone hear me? So sorry about that, guys. Please, can I see your thumbs up if you can hear me clearly? Can I see you? Yeah, I'm back now. Sorry. Thank you very much. So let me just share my screen again. All right. Yeah, thank you, guys. So my screen is coming back up. So like I said, right, I've created a LinkedIn posting toolkit. It's not just going to say, oh, today it's time to post. No, it's a proper guide. The kind of post that makes you look like a contributor, the kind of post that makes you look like a problem solver. That's how I structured it. I would like you to have this, but please, you need to fill the attendance form so it can be sent to your DM. Okay, these are just more DMs from people who, of course, this one was for a software developer role, and it was to my email, Mommy Victoria, blah blah blah. I'm an experienced headhunter. My name is Mary, and all of that. And this person also sent me a DM. So this was for a UK job. This was for a job from Canada. So it just came in like that. And like I said, this happens a lot. So how you need to shorten your time to hire is build experience, post in public, and then you gain trust of these guys. This is A, and this is his Instagram. Okay, I want you to tell me who you're going to hire, A or B. Then this is B. This is B's page. Are you going to work with Taylor A or B? I don't want to add context. You just look at their Instagram. Are you employing this guy? Look at, he has even testimonials. These are his clients. Okay, these are different people he has sewn for. In fact, this is someone rocking the suit he made during his wedding day. Okay, thank you very much. So without saying too much, just looking at A and B, this is A, this is a Taylor, right? Who are you going to hire? Thank you, guys. So everybody is going for B, obviously, because B is showing us more proof, right? You can risk it with B because he has cleared your doubts with those things he's showing you. But A is just telling you I have a certificate, or he's not even showing up as that job title. So you have your doubt. So the conviction from the recruiter has to be that I trust that this guy can do the job. And everybody on the call right now who has responded is picking B because you are sure that B can do the job. Why? You can see evidence of performance, right? You can see third-party validation, the testimonials, right? You can see work done in real environments, the wedding, the person that wore his suit for the wedding, and you can see proof of everything he has done. But for A, you can't see anything like that. Exactly. Proof, not promises. You can't see anything like that for A. You're seeing sketches. Are you still learning? Are you still in school? Why would I give you money to sew for me when I can give this guy the same money to sew for me? Right? And you might make mistakes, and I can trust that this guy won't make a mistake because look at what he has sewn for his customers, for the wedding, for their events, everything like that. So when I tell people that, oh, as a job seeker, you need to have competence and experience, you need to understand that it's not just the confidence alone from your end. I, as the employer, needs to be confident in my decision to pick you. Okay, so how do you do this? Build experience and show up in public. Now, how to access the hidden job market is direct approach. I have hinted this and I've shown you guys an example from how I have done it. Send a DM. Then target companies. I have a list of companies currently hiring in the UK with the URL of their LinkedIn. That's the founder's URL. And I want you to start that. Shoot your shots today. Okay. That's on LinkedIn. People, please. Can anyone still hear me? Okay, great.
Yeah, I can hear you, but we lost you for some seconds.
Okay, thank you. So I don't want you to be in a hurry to post, right? If you don't have that presence yet, just have this list, but start posting from this new week. The new week we're getting into next week, start posting so that when they look you up, they will see a reason to respond to you and probably even listen to you and say, oh, okay, let's see what she can do or he can do. Okay, then build relationships. Don't just rely on your network alone. You also want to build relationships with founders, know someone that knows someone. If you have to go to events where founders attend, please go there. I promise you it works a lot, honestly, right? And also build in public. Post. Okay, so understand clearly that it's not so difficult. Now, the 30, 60, 90 days conversion plan that I want you to have now is, like I said, you don't need to be in a hurry to send them a DM, but you need to be in a hurry. You need to be in a hurry to create your evidence, your proof of work. So I need you to start today, all right? Start posting, start building experience, start working on projects so that you're not seen as a candidate that is not good enough, okay? And this is how you become the intelligent job seeker, experience-driven, visibility-focused, strategic applicant, network-oriented, value articulate. You can communicate what you're bringing to the table and market aware. Oh, this is how my contribution helps a business achieve this. So how do you start? Start with experience. The Amdari Work Experience Program is a blend of so many things. You work on real business problems, you solve real business problems, you work in teams, you work with a team lead, a specialist in your niche, okay? And then you have your CV revamped for you, your LinkedIn optimized for you, you're guided on how to post. Like the lady who got a job and shared the good news with the specialist, he said, thank you for encouraging us to post every time. I got a job. The recruiter just sent me a DM and said, I would like to offer you a role. Right? So shoot your shot, show up, and ensure that you are applying not only via job board, but via other platforms. These are some of our interns who have gotten jobs. Because I'll be attaching this to my to the DM I'll be sending to your email, I will just scan through them because of time, and so I can take your questions. But guys, like I said, if you've not filled the attendance form, ensure you fill it. So you can look them up. This is Betty. She interned with us as an IT project manager, got a job as the same job title with Echoes IT Limited. This is Jerry. He got a job with the civil service as a data analyst. And presented just his first 2 projects. Okay, that's how he got the job. And he said it gave him confidence. This is another person. He got a job as a cybersecurity specialist with the NHS. See the company name, and he interned with us as a SOC analyst. And by the way, if you look at the date stamp, it's just 3 months, 4 months, 5 months with from when they started the internship and when they got the job. Then this is another person. Her name is Judith Chineze. She interned as a data analyst and got a job as a data analyst. And this is the last person to us, but not the least. Her name is Sandra Odushola Stevenson. Interned with us as a GRC analyst. Got a job as a data protection paralegal. Okay, and these are samples of reference requests that we've gotten because, like I said earlier, we give you work reference letter to make you credible. If they want to verify it, they can. The LinkedIn URL of the founder of Amdari who is giving you that reference will be there. So they know you didn't make it up. They know you did the work truly. The phone number of the person referring you is there. You can see some of the reference requests from companies that have hired our interns over the years. And the email we're going to send you is still going to contain some other ones. So how do you become a practitioner? It is very simple. You enroll in the Amdari Work Experience Program. Okay? Once you are enrolled in the Amdari Work Experience Program, you become this guy, a consultant. Okay? Once you become this consultant, you work with this guy Mondays to Fridays. Working with this guy Mondays to Fridays means one thing, okay? It means you get guided by somebody who has done this before and is going to put you through every step of the way. So you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Then you work on projects from healthcare to fintech. But would work in teams. You would also have your team lead. You meet them on the onboarding day. Today, for example, was the onboarding of our July cohort. So if you still like to join them, it's not late. Like I said, they started today. Today is their onboarding. Their first project is going to be assigned next week. Okay, so if you'd like to join the guys that started today, you can still do that. And I would show you. So quickly show you. This was the activation summit that we had on Thursday for the new guys that just joined us. And I'd like us to quickly listen to this lady. she's in the program. I think she's done now, right? She's done actually. She got a job about 2 months into the program, and she shared her experience with the internship and how it worked. So I'd like us to listen to her real quick because she shared so much that will be beneficial to you before you decide on joining the program. Okay, so let's listen to her for a minute, and not a minute, just for a while, and then we'll be back shortly. Okay, so I just want you to hear from her.
And I don't know if Queen is, I think she's still with Dari. Yes.
Yes, please.
I'm saying anyone on this call who is going to be doing business analysis, you have a good tutor, because I would, after every session, I would call her, Queen, I need you to explain this and that. I was quite slow catching up because, to be honest, I was tired all the time, but she had the time to she would go over it. I would ask questions. Sometimes I can send a message at 1 a.m. She would respond whenever, and I really felt like I wasn't left to, go through the journey myself. There was the support that I needed. And after the program, to be frank, it was the very first interview that I attended and I got the job. And even though we were supposed to do 4 projects, I think, for the 4 months. The 4th project, I gave birth, so I couldn't really complete it. But during the interviews, in fact, just 2 of the projects we did was enough to answer any questions that they asked me. For everything they asked me, I'm like, okay, I just kept playing back the scenarios, how we went through the things we did and all, even so we did SQL. We did some things that some people are like, wow, as a business analyst, oh, I thought it was for data analysts. The program was very elaborate. The tasks that we did were very practical. It wasn't just let's just do something. It was really practical. We had sorry, my baby's she's talking. So we really had that platform to explore the data. It was my very first time. I never had any experience whatsoever with business analysis or anything, but to think that the very first interview I did, I got the job. Yeah, I know there is, obviously, God really saw me through. I wouldn't take that out, but the program was really great. One thing I'll say is, if you're coming on board, because I was working, it's not like I was working 9 to 5, and I was pregnant, and I was still doing the program, so it was a whole lot. But then I knew that I had to put in the effort. So I'll just say for everyone who is currently looking to get the good out of this project, this time, is to dedicate your time. Like, what you want, just put in the effort, ask as many questions. I had to call Queen. I'm like, Queen, right now my brain is slow. Like, it's slow. So I might need some extras, I will ask you questions. And she's like, no problem. Ask me any questions anytime. And, dedicate your time. Decide that.
Okay. Please, can I see your thumbs up if you heard everything she said? Can I see your thumbs up? Okay. Awesome. Thank you. By the way, the audience she was speaking to are not people yet to enroll. They are people who are already enrolled. This was them starting their internship. So they are already in the program. But for them to start this and finish strong, we always need to encourage them so that they can see that some people have gone through this before you, right? And they excelled. And we want you to show up. We want you to do this. So it's not like she was speaking to people who are not already in the program, right? So trust me when I say this works, and it works a lot. And the projects you work on, like I hinted earlier, comes from real businesses that we've partnered with so that our interns get to have real quality projects to work on, not made up projects, and they have proper team structure and stakeholder management and exposure, obviously. Then the other person you get to work with is this guy, the employability specialist, who works closely with you to fix your CV, revamp your LinkedIn, and also show you how to navigate the UK job market. You see everything we've been saying on this call. Oh, don't apply like this, don't restrict yourself to E like this. Exactly. They will guide you properly on how to apply. And something that Faith said that I love is the fact that Her first ever interview is the one she got. She's not the only one in the program that has shared such story. Why is that the case? Because from start to finish, we work closely with you tightly. She also mentioned Queen a couple of times. That's the specialist she worked with. She interned with us as a business analyst. Queen is her team lead. Queen is the person that she said she disturbs, she DMs, she stresses, she does all that. Your team leads in this program are here to help you achieve success. So they are committed. So there's no way that this lady will not get the job because she got the support she needed from start to finish, from the specialist to the employability team, and also with the help of tools that we've also decided to bring on board for our interns to apply smartly and easily. So CV Matchly is one of those tools which allows you to apply to jobs that are being sponsored or not. It lets you know if the company is sponsoring, it lets you know if it's not sponsoring. When you're about to apply, you see the CV you're about to use and click on apply with, right? It is going to let you know if it's good or not. If it's not good, it is going to fix it for you right there on the job board. It's a Chrome extension. So by virtue of the fact that it's a Chrome extension, that simply means it is right there on your Chrome. So any job board you go on, it will be there live. Just invoke it and then you can see, oh, this job I'm about to apply to, the CV doesn't work, fix it. See, it says upload CV. So your CV would have been housed there. I'll show us if time permits, okay? Then the next cohort is starting on the 8th of August. First things first, I want to appreciate you guys for staying up until this point with me. Now is the part where I'll just wrap up, show you how to enroll and take your questions, okay? The next cohort is starting on the 8th of August. Like I said earlier, the new one just started today. And these guys you saw on my screen that Faith was speaking to are the guys that started today. That was the activation summit with stakeholders and the founders of Amdari that she was on the call with, and then every other intern in the program, and also the team leads that they will get to work with. So that happened on Thursday. Then they are onboarding with their actual team lead and their actual teams, right, which is a smaller circle now, happened today. So everybody has made their team. Oh, are we 5? Are we 10? Are we 3? Are we 2 on this team? They met today as their team. Okay, and the person that they will work with, their own Queen. Faith kept saying, oh, Queen was helpful, Queen was there, Queen supported. I would go and meet her and say, oh, my head is blocked, I need this, I need assistance. Yes, that Queen, everyone else met theirs today also, and that's the person that will work with them for the next 4 months. So it's not too late in case anyone on the call today says, oh, August is far, I would like to start with these guys. But if 8th of August is not far for you, you can enroll today. And because we are in the very early days of enrollment, I will share a couple of things with you now. Enrollment is £800, but we're giving it for £600, and you can secure your spot with just 200 today, which is 2 installments, okay? Sorry, 3 installments. So that's 200, 200, 200. That's 3 months. You get to secure your spot with 200, 200, 200. That's 3 months, not 3 weeks, not 3 days. Okay. So enrolling today means your next payment will be due on the 4th of September. Sorry. Yeah. And you can extend your payments. You can ask for grace if you want to. That's for your second installment, right? So that's just a good thing. Now, there is also an additional discount for those that are on the call today because, like I said, early bird. Okay, so instead of paying 600, you get to pay 550. I'll show you that in about a minute. Now, this program is a zero risk program. Because of the installment, you get to also have a taste of the program before you say, oh, okay, looks like Omolmi made things up, or this is exactly what they described it to be. But trust me, if for people that already enrolled and paid, we still brought somebody to share how successful the program, what you signed up for. And enrollment also gives you access to a recruiter pool that we have, and they take limited slots every time because of priority. Okay, so if you want to be part of this 10, like I said, enrollment is still very new and very fresh, so most of these slots are not taken. You want to be a part of this, please ensure you secure your spot today. Another thing that I would give to those who secure their spots early because of because I see it as being very serious about your career and trying to make sure that you just make a change and difference. I'm going to be working with you for every interview you have. What do I mean? For every interview you have, there's going to be a tailored interview prep. just reach out to me anytime, right? There's going to be a tailored interview prep. Not, oh, these are 10 questions that you'll be asked as a data analyst. These are 20. No. The tailored interview prep is going to guy and the signal that this role is obviously open. The roles that are obviously open are program manager, project manager, and everything else that we listed. Yes, when those jobs even make it to the job board, how you can identify the signal that, okay, this is the problem they are trying to solve. I would work with you to identify that. So you're speaking directly to that pain point. And for them, they will hear you. There's no way they will not hear you. And that's the best way to stand out. The best way to stand out is not confidence. It's not, oh, top 10 questions that you'll be asked as a data analyst. No. The best way to stand out is for you to know more about that company than any other applicant. That's one. Number two, for you to know more about why that job role exists more than any other applicant, right? Because if you understand why that role exists, you would be able to now sell yourself, right? Yes, it's UK internship, Mwansa, but if anyone is joining from Canada or US, they will get to have a separate team because that's how we work it, right? UK team is different, US team is different. US team and Canada team are the same because it's North America, but UK team is EU, so you get to have your team. So UK and anybody joining from Ireland, they are on the same team, okay? So it's UK work experience, obviously. So this is what you get from this, and I would show you how to secure your spots right now. So I'll take your questions next, okay? Thank you all, like I said, for your patience. So once you click on the link that my colleague dropped, which I will also drop right now, what if you'll be available only in August? Can we pay then? Yeah, so the next one is starting in August. Mwansa, it's starting in August. So even if you be available in August, like it still works. So if you see what I showed earlier, I said the August cohort has started, right? It has started. So that means you can, not like the program itself has started, it's the enrollment that has started. But the internship itself is going to be in August, the 8th of August, right? So you can enroll already. Enrollment for August has started, it's open. So if you don't want to join the guys that started today, you can start in August. In fact, enrollment for those July guys is already closed, but it's just me trying to make room for anybody that still wants to join. So once you click on that link I dropped, you'll be brought here. So scroll down to the program of choice. Sorry, guys. Yes. So just scroll down to the program of choice, okay? It's all here. Select, click on apply here. Okay, so this is for everybody who wants to start in August. Like I said, everybody who wants to start in August, enrollment for August has started. Enrolling in August is already late enrollment, and this discount will be closed by then, right? It will go back to 800 by then. So please click on apply now. So, oh, okay, sorry. These are some of the mentors you get to work with by this. So the same way Faith kept saying, Queen, 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 that's how some people have Blessing. Some people have Brown. Some people have Ibrahim. Some people have Hope, right? So you have different people that you get to work with on your team. So apply now. You can read more about it. The tools, it's all here for any program you're going for. Okay, then you're brought to this page, which shows you when the next cohort is happening. So you can see it's just August and it's just September, right? So there is no July. I'm just saying if anybody wants to join for July because it started today, I can still, speak to the team so you can join them once you enroll. But you still have to select August. We'll change it on the back end. So August enrollment is on. September is also on, but why not? I mean, what better time to start than yesterday, right? So just select August. If you're joining from UK, you can see it here. If you're joining from North America, can see US, Canada. So select based off your location, okay? Then come here to select full payment, which allows you pay £500, or 3 installments, which allows you pay 200, 200, 200, and that is 600, okay? And then weekly payments, which allows you pay in 10 installments, which is 70, 70, 70, 70 for 10 times, right? 10 weeks. So whichever payment plan that works for you, select it. Now, full payment is you paying lesser. You're saving £300, okay? 3 installments is you paying and saving £200. Then 10 installments is you saving £100. Because like I said, the original fee is 800. But there is also a further discount for early birds, and it is just come here. Okay, you can see coupon here, right? So cancel out this welcome 30, cancel it out, and then type this coupon EREL, that's early bird, BRD 26. Okay, so we're going to paste it in the chat. Jennifer, kindly paste it for them. So you see it here, EARL BRD 26. Click on apply, please. If you don't click on apply, it will not apply your discount. Click on apply, see it here. So once I do that, see, it loads it and shows me clearly my discount, which is here, 450, no longer 500. And then 550, no longer 600. So it applies to these two installments. So whichever one works for you, come here, scroll down and click on proceed to payment. Okay, click on proceed to payment, and then you're on this page. It's just a summary of your personal details and everything like that. So you paying today, you can extend your next installment to the end of August. See, so that would simply mean that you've even tested the program for 4 weeks before your second installment. Now till that ending of August is pretty much 2 months before your second installment. So guys, if I were you, I would take advantage of the discounts available right now and secure my spot, because I can move my second installment further into the month of August. And remember, your cohort is starting 8th of August, and you've moved your installment to further into 31st, right? So you would have experienced this internship for a whole 4 weeks, worked on a whole 2 projects. That tells you something. If anything was made up, you would verify, right? But if you want to be like, okay, I know people that have done this, or I don't see any reason to doubt this, I want to pay lesser, I want to pay 450. You can pick the full payment, the full installment, right? And you can secure your spot. Click on I confirm my information is correct, I have read the terms and condition, and then click on pay. Okay, once you click on pay, you get redirected to this details page, which asks you to fill your card details. Okay, please ensure you fill your card details. Now, because I won't be filling an actual card detail, I'm going to be showing us exactly how to finish it up from a video that has been pre-recorded. So let me just bring us here. So from here, you see that you filled your card detail like it showed right there. Just click on pay. Okay, once you click on pay, it is going to tell you processing, gives you a check mark, which is successful, and then redirect you to a form. That form is going to ask you a few questions: your skill level, beginner, intermediate, it doesn't matter. Okay, your gender, male, female, your country of residence, UK, US, Canada, Ireland, wherever you're joining us from. How you found out about Amdari, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, whichever platform. Then what influenced your decision? Oh, I've been looking for a job. Oh, I've been looking for experience. You can type it. Which of our sessions influenced your decision to enroll? By virtue of being on the call with me today, please select UK Job Hunt session. UK Job Hunt session is the session of influence. So select it and then click on complete setup and your payment is done. No need for referral code. You've already imputed that discount code I gave you. So I'll paste it in the chat if it's not there yet. So it tells you payment successful, go to dashboard, and you are redirected to your dashboard. And from this dashboard, you can see job board right here. You can apply to different jobs. There is a free portfolio website also. You can also use it to build your own unique portfolio, which I would show us if time permits. I want to take your questions next, okay? So once you enroll, please do not forget to secure your spot. So whilst I'm taking your questions, I would also look for time to show us the portfolio website, free for 6 months. Your reference letter can also be gotten even 2 years later. So 2 years later, you're done with this internship, you want to request for reference, just send us a DM. You'll get the reference. 3 years later, 1 year later, 6 months later, you'll get the reference. Oh, I got a job. I need on the job. And the job board, which allows you to apply to different jobs, but we do not use that as your only strategy, like I mentioned earlier. And then you also have a proper portfolio website to yourself, which you can use months after the internship, years after the internship. It's an access you have to it for life. Instead of you paying GitHub, you have it standard here. And like I said, I'll show us. But let me take questions right about now. So that is the discount code that you can use. Just follow the steps that I showed us. And yeah, so let me take questions right now. But first off, thank you all so much for staying up until this point with me. I sincerely appreciate your patience and attention to the conversation. It makes it worth it, right? So if you have any question for me, kindly raise your hand, but I would read through the chat to see if I missed any comments. Do you offer an intern? Have is currently cloud and data engineering, or cloud and app security, right? So that's what we have, cloud and app security or cloud data engineering. Okay, let me see if I have any other question in the chat. Does anyone have a question for me? What if you're available? Okay, I've responded to that. The August cohort registration is actually already on Senquer. So if you want to use the discounts, you secure your spot within the next 24 hours, guys. These discounts, including the early bird, you guys saw the spelling, EARLB BRD 26. It's early bird discount, only limited for the next 24 hours. From Monday, it is closed. So please ensure you use it to secure your spot. So does anyone have a question for me, or are we good? Guys, nobody has a question? No question from anyone? So, hi, Anu.
Hi, Omaomi. Thank you so much for this session. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot. But there's this challenge I've really had, posting on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I've created my LinkedIn profile for a while, but I've never posted because I don't know where to start from. Really. So how do you encourage advice, to start posting? Like, do I just come on LinkedIn as a newbie? Because from different stories I've heard about recruiters not really liking to employ someone that is just coming on board, like a new person. So most times we are advised to position ourselves as like a consultant, someone that has been in the game. Yeah, but if I'm coming on LinkedIn, I'm posting like a newbie, just posting the works I've just started doing. Like, I don't know. So I've been confused on how to get started on posting on LinkedIn. So can you just please give advice on that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So yeah, there you have it. Omolola, I'll still respond to you after speaking to Anu. So yes, posting on LinkedIn, that's actually what I also explained already. I understand that whole concern of, oh, how am I going to look LinkedIn? Do I wait for a certain period? Do I gather this kind of certificates or knowledge? But honestly, as long as you have taken a course, I think you can start posting. But if the goal is to get a job, what you post has to transcend beyond just a course, right? It has to speak to being a contributor, being a problem solver. Now, I don't expect you to manufacture stories or content to post. That's where having actual engagement, working on projects, working in teams, makes it easy for you to know what to post. But even though you've not even enrolled in the internship or started the internship, I have still created a document, right, that shows you what to post on day one, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, down to four months, right? So that's about 16 different weeks. And by so I find it very easy. Now, what makes it even more easy is the work experience itself, because now you're working in teams. I need you to be able to speak to something you learned while solving a problem, something you figured out while doing something. This makes it super easy. So posting on LinkedIn comes from you having an actual story to tell. People have that actual story to tell, but they still struggle. So we still provide our interns internally with support. In fact, there is a DM I got today from one of our interns. Hi, Omomi, I've started posting on LinkedIn. Is that okay? And I was like, this is what we advise every time. I need you to post about everything, knowledge gained, lesson learned, contribution made, problem solved, solution provided, anything, right? And everything, there is a story in something that has, in fact, it might be something that happened in a meeting. It doesn't necessarily have to be you winning. Oh, I'm happy to announce that. No, honestly, you can post about anything. So use your LinkedIn to share these stories. Use your LinkedIn to just talk about these things. So it's not that difficult. You just need a guide. And as long as you fill the attendance form, I am sending you that guide. If you're in data, business, PM, cybersecurity, it comes with that guide. So it gives you that proper structure. So you can even use that to start posting, right? And there is also a DM guide. But like I said earlier, please do not send a DM when your page is not attractive yet, because if you send a DM and they truly look at your DM, they will click on your profile to look you up. And when they check you out, what are they going to see? If it's not exciting, they won't reply. and that's you losing out, right? So I want you to say, oh, I took this effort and it yielded this result. So please ensure that you filled the attendance form, Anu? Hello, Anu, are you there?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay,
I
great. So
didn't check the chat before. Yes, I just saw the link. I'm feeling it now.
okay. Yeah, so just fill it. I'll send the email to you, which contains everything on what to post. Like I said, each week for 6 from there. But the internship also comes with a whole lot more. So you have the actual stories to share and not something that you're just making up, because it's very important to also have true stories to share from that. Because in your interview, these are things you speak to. All right. So I hope I answered your question, and
Thank you, Mommy. Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
thank you very much. So I see some questions in the chat, but let me quickly respond to Omolola. I was already attending to you in the okay. So I said yes. The code is valid for today, even though you're starting in September. You'd even see September there, which you can select. So you see August, you see September. So just select September, and this code still works for you. All right. So thank you. Goodness says, after making payment to join the July batch, what should I do next? Okay. Good. You want to join the July batch, and are you paying today? So my colleague is on the call. We're noting it down. You're going to receive an email tomorrow so that by Monday you can join your team. That email is going to contain the welcome kit of everything you need for this internship, the tools you need to download, link to your team's WhatsApp group, because you have a team and there is a WhatsApp group. Okay, link to that WhatsApp group, your team lead's phone number, Amdari support team phone number. So in case you're having issues or challenges, you can call them, right? So support team is more, closer to management. So in case there's something that you want management to be aware of, these guys make sure that they attend to that. But your team lead is there to guide you every step of the way, regardless. So just fill the form, make payment rather. Let me know on this call if you're paying today to join July, and we would note your name down and you would receive everything. So please, if there's anybody paying on the call today that is intending to start with July, remember there is no July on the option list. So just type it in the chat. We would note your name down and you'll be added to your respective teams from Monday. Okay, so you receive everything you need. Yes, you missed the activation summit, but trust me, you'll be able to watch the video. You'll be able to see the people who joined us and just pretty much listening. Okay, so let me continue with the questions in the chat. I see everybody prefers to type. So I hope that answers your question. Goodness, I see you're still on the call. So Jivan says, I have done MSc International Business Management. Can I do intern with Amdari and get a job as a business analyst? Also, are those projects credible from the real world business organization? 1000%, Jivan. Now, you can intern with Amdari as a business analyst, quite all right. If there is anything you've not even learned in business analysis, there is a structure that helps you with learning. Right? There is a structure on the side. So we understand that everybody is not on the same level of learning. I took my course from a different program. You took your course from a bootcamp. You took your course from Udemy, Coursera, or a platform. It means we don't necessarily have the same kind of background, learning background, right? Sorry. We don't necessarily have the same learning background. So we try to make sure that everybody is on the same level. Someone is telling you, I didn't learn SQL in my course, but I learned Power BI and Tableau. And maybe there is a project that involves SQL, right? So we make sure that everybody gets to understand all that. So Jivan, you would have that proper guidance on anything that you currently have not even learned that you need to know for business analysis. But yes, you can do your internship as a business analyst. Then those projects, are they credible from the real world business organization? 1000%. Our projects are from businesses across the UK, US, and Canada, so that you build robust, real world experience, interact with actual stakeholders, and also build competence around something real, right? Something measurable, something commercial, an operating business, not hypothetical, not something safe that, oh, right? Yes, we still make it in a controlled environment. And when I say controlled environment, I mean your team lead is ensuring that you don't make costly mistakes on this project, right? So that's why it's controlled. You're not left to, oh, but you said you have experience, so why figure it out? No, right? Oh, but you said you knew how to use this tool, so why are you struggling? Why problems. I hope that answered your question, Jivan. Bakinde says, is CV Matchly free for a limited time? If affirmative, for how long after one signs up? Are we supposed to subscribe after its expiration? Thank you for that brilliant question. Now, while I'm responding to Bakinde, I would like to show you guys what CV Matchly looks like in real life, okay? So, CV Matchly, yeah. So now CV Matchly is free for our interns for 3 months, right? You don't pay for CV Matchly, and it's limited slots that they've given our interns. So that's why I said most times when people join course this early, you have an advantage, and securing your spot quite early is also one advantage that can help you. So I'm sharing my screen to show us CV Matchly right about now. Now let's come here. This is CV Matchly website. Once you create an account, you see login, get started, you create an, but please, for those that are going to be signing up for Amdari internship, and you know that it comes with a free access to this platform for 3 months, that simply means you cannot use this link. You can't use this their link. There is a partnership link that you'll be sent. Every intern gets that partnership link, okay? So don't use this link because you'll be like a regular user to them. So you create your account, you sign up, then you add it to your Chrome extension. This is it. This is it on my own Chrome extension. See, I just clicked on it. I pinned it. That's why it's here. So can you see? Is it popping up? I hope you can see it. Sometimes people don't see it. I have to reshare my screen. So this is it right here. You see there's CV here. Omawumi's resume. This is it. It says remove, right? And then it says previously uploaded CV. It's such a smart platform, such that if there is a CV I used one time and I can use it for this new job, I don't need to go back and start searching my drive. You see all the CVs I've uploaded. I can switch. Let's switch to Omawumi's product management. See, let's switch to OK CV. See, let's switch back to Omawumi's resume. So you can switch based on the different ones you've used. Now, because I am not on an actual job board, it is showing no job description. It's not fetching anything and it's not extracting anything. But let's say I come to a job board. Let's say I come to civil service jobs, or we come to NHS jobs. All right. Once you just come, I just want to show us something quickly, guys. Don't worry. We won't take too much time. So let's say I click on business analysis just because of the question that Jivan asked me. So let me just click on that. Now it has fetched different jobs. This is 3,000 jobs for this role, right? Let's click on the first one, business intelligence analyst. By the way, guys, the CV I would use is not that of a business intelligence analyst. So it will show that the score is bad. So just wanted to mention that. Now I have clicked on a job I want to apply to. My next step is to click on apply for this job. But no, let me confirm if that CV I'm about to use is a good match. Remember, this is the job description page, right? So now I can invoke CV Matchly. This time around, it has fetched, see how fast? It has fetched the job summary. Everything on this page has been fetched. And it's now analyzing my CV, trying to compare it and match it to everything it has extracted from this page. Now, based on what it has extracted, it's telling me that this CV I'm about to use does not work. I only have 13 keywords matched and 22 missed. Why is it important for you to match? Because this is the ATS we're speaking about, not human. It's working based off the instruction it's been built for, right? I listed this on my job posting. I said, I need somebody that can do this. And someone is applying with a CV that clearly does not say they can do this. Do not shortlist them. So this is the machine. So your CV needs to speak to that machine that I can do it. I have this that you guys need. So this, my CV, is currently not speaking to it. So it says optimize CV. Can you see? And right here, it also shows me sponsorship analysis. Is this company sponsoring? Yes. What route? Skilled worker route. And it shows me business intelligence shortage list. Yes, it's on it. Okay. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Let me click on that again. Okay. So, and the salary I'll be paid on this job is above the threshold. See the keywords that match and the keywords that do not match. Sorry, please. The keywords that match and the keywords that do not match. And this is everything here. So you can click here to optimize, and then it optimizes. See, you start generating your optimized CV, and it goes on and on like that. So CV Matchly access is only for our interns, and that's the free access, by the way. It's only for our interns, and it's for 3 months free access. Now you start using it when you start the internship, except you already have things you want to start applying to. I always tell people, do not use before your internship starts. Because when you apply, you want them to truly meet you with skills. You want them to truly meet you with readiness, right? So start using it after your internship starts, say a month after, right? Because your CV will be revamped a month after. So start applying. So your last 3 months in the program is pretty much you using CV Matchly. So it has downloaded, so it has generated my CV, and then I just click on download and see it has done the work. So it gives me in a right format. So that's exactly how CV Matchly works. So we have just 20 slots. Let me present something else for you guys. So we have just 20 slots for anybody who wants to have access to it. Like I said, early bird always has its advantage. I hope this answers your question so well. Let me see who asked me the question. Back in day. Yes, back in day, are you good? Okay, thank you very much. Schneider. I'm pronouncing your first name as though you are Yoruba. I hope I am not mistaken. Okay, but maybe I'll just call you Schneider. At least I am sure that I'm not mispronouncing that. Are you Yoruba, please? Back in day. Are you Yoruba? Thumbs up. Okay, I guess maybe it's not Yoruba. Okay, moving on to Goodness. I'm about to make payment, but I have an error message about the phone number I submitted, which I checked and it was correct. Goodness, is it still the same, or are you good now? Is it still the same? Please make sure you select country code. That might also be another reason. But let me know if you're fine now, or if it's still the same. This form is asking which session I attended. Options are immigration and UK Job Lab. Oh, okay, select UK Job Lab. This is also UK Job Lab. So I think my team has not remembered to change it. So Jennifer, please just change it to Job Hunts, please. Okay, so thank you very much for that observation, Maruf. Goodness says, so I am not able to make payments. Oh, I have made payments and would like to join the July batch. Okay, thank you. I guess it's successful now. Jennifer, please just send Goodness's message to my DM so that I can reach out to Damilola to add her to the new team. Thank you and welcome on board, Goodness. Kende says, I am a full stack developer at the entry level. How can I move on with the internship on that? So sadly, Kende, we do not have web development as part of the program, sadly, right? What we have is cloud and app security, SOC analysis, GRC, data science, data analytics, cloud data engineering, business analytics, and project management. That's what we currently have. Then Maruf says this okay, responded to that. Okay. Yes. Okay, I think I'm good with all the DMs. So do I have anyone else who wants to ask me verbally? Any question from anyone? Maybe we take one more person, but please guys, it's possible you have a question for me after today, right? It's possible. And if that is the case, I wouldn't want you to not be able to reach me. So there is a session I still have every weekday, Mondays to Fridays, 1 p.m. I'm available, 8 p.m. my colleague is available. It's for us to attend to questions like this that you might have. So my colleague a link in the chat so you can book a clarity call with us, right? We're available to speak to you in case there is a question you have on this call that wasn't attended to. Okay, so Maruf, we do not have data management. What we have is data analytics, right? So it's what we have is pretty much something that encompasses something more. Let me put it that way. Sometimes some people are interested in GRC, but they are mentioning something around data governance. So GRC is more overarching, it's more encompassing. So data analytics is there, Maruf, data science, obviously, not for you because of your background in data management. So you can consider data analytics. You get to also have something around data management done in there, but we don't have data management as a standalone. Thank you and welcome on board, Okayemi Badru. It's so nice. Thank you all so much. And we look forward to having you all enjoy this program. Please, if there is anybody that wants to join July and is on the call and has paid, you know that what I will see is August and September, right? Just the same way Goodness said, I want to join July. Thank you so much, guys. Just the same way Goodness said, I want to join July. Please just indicate. If not, we will just leave you till August. You'll be onboarded with the August guys. So for everyone else that's enrolled, please do not forget to select UK Job Lab. You guys made the session worthwhile, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you so much for the cheer. Thank you so much for the encouragement. Oh my God, I'm not tired. I've been speaking for 2 hours 15 minutes, but I'm not exhausted. It's just exciting. So we look forward to having you guys enrolled and working closely with you. And I promise you, this is one program that you would be glad you took part in. This is one program that you would be grateful you took part in. So do not forget to use the discount early bird 2026. The early is not spelled in full, the bird is not spelled in full. So just copy it and paste it and just follow the steps that I took. Thank you all so much. In the absence of any other question, we will like to call it a close. It feels like we should stay here and hang out, but you guys, let's go and rest. So please fill the attendance form if you haven't. I would love to send everything I mentioned from this session to you. And please, if you want to still speak to us over the week, ensure you click on the last link that my colleague dropped. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend, a restful weekend, and we'll see you soon. For everyone enrolled, welcome on board. Thank you so much, guys. Cheers. Bye.